Hello and welcome back. This is episode 9 of my Chicago White Sox rebuild series, and yeah, we have made it through the 2028 season, and for the first time, we have not just had a winning record, but we have won the AL Central and made it to the playoffs for the first time, the White Sox first time since 2020, and the first time for us in this save. So this is exciting. I always like to play out the games myself, um, but let's go ahead and review our playoff roster here. Well, not in this view. We'll go in this view. So Toronto is our opponent in the first round. It's a 3 game wild card series, so we'll be going with our top 3 pitchers. Shane Smith, Noah Schultz, Parker, Messick will get starts for us in those 3 games. Um, if game 3 is necessary. And then we're going with just 12 pitchers on the roster because it is only a 3 game series. Um, yeah, and I don't think any of these names should be a surprise. Ryan Walker is our closer, but really, I think we're going to lean more on Mizorowski and Taylor. Taylor, especially, he put up 4 WAR over the course of the season, which, if you go by just regular WAR, is the top on our team. More than any of our starting pitchers. Only Shane Smith has higher R WAR than him as well. So he had an excellent reliever season as a stopper. We are going to need him to keep that up in the playoffs. Chase Dollander and Anthony Kay will move to long relief. And then we've got Iglesias, Williams, and Whitlock as kind of our middle guys, with Eric Miller as the left-handed specialist. Him and Kay are the only left-handed arms in the bullpen, so that may be concerning a little bit, but yeah, I haven't looked at Toronto's lineup to see how they kind of stack up against that. But we're going to go with our best guys regardless. I think this should be fine for a 3 game series. And as far as our bats go, against righties, we'll be starting Kyle Teal at catcher, Josh Naylor at first base, Sam Antonacci at second base, Colson Montgomery at third base. Let me switch his position back to third base. Christopher Torin will start at shortstop. He just had a better season overall than Joey Ortiz, who I didn't really talk about too much, but compared to his last season, a little bit of a disappointment this year, I'd say. He had almost a 4 WAR season last year and down to just 1 WAR this year, putting up, okay fielding numbers at shortstop. Positive, but still not great for what you'd expect for someone with a 65 rating there. And yeah, OPS plus was under 100. So, he may be a guy kind of. Brooks Baldwin is in a similar boat of like their arbitration costs are getting up there, and I don't know if it's worth it to keep them around as just like backup type of guys. I'm not sure. Anyway, so Torin gets to start at shortstop, DeLauder at left field, Luis Robert Jr. at center, Noelvi Marte at right field, and Nolan Shanuel at DH. And then against left-handed pitching, we've got Torin starting at catcher. Christian Moore will get the start at third, with Colson Montgomery swapping over to second for those games, just because I like his defense a little bit more than Moore's. More than Moore's. Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna stick with that. And Torin at shortstop. Baldwin in left field over DeLauder. He's had better success against lefties this year. And then Robert Marte and Shanuel. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. We've got coming off the bench Joey Ortiz and Luis Lara. Lara, especially, we can use in a pinch running capacity if we need to in late in the game. He's got good speed, good stealing ability. Basically, would be a great pinch runner. Can also be a good defensive substitute. I'll handle the defensive substitutes manually. So yeah, we'll see if and when those situations arise. Liam Peterson put up okay numbers, but does not make the playoff roster. Same for Ryan Johnson, ERA over 4. If we end up needing more guys that can start games for us, maybe they make it on. If we have a 13-man pitching staff, maybe those guys make it on. Maybe it's Phil Fox. Probably not Jackson Wiggins, but yeah, those would be the guys that I would look at. Maybe Abner, depending. Is Abner lefty? He is a lefty, so if we need more left-handed arms in the bullpen, he may even get a call too. So, and we're still waiting on Billy Carlson to come back. He probably won't be back before the end of the season. And I don't know if he would have made the roster even if he was. Yeah, as it is, probably one of these guys is going to get left off if we make it past Toronto and in favor of another pitcher. That would be between Moore and maybe Torin and Lara. Or Baldwin, potentially. Yeah, I think it will depend on how this series goes. So let's go ahead and get into game 1 here. Shane Smith will face off against, I assume, Jose Barrios. But we'll see. The AI doesn't always make the best pitching choices. We kind of planned out our end of the season so that Shane Smith would be starting game 1. I don't know necessarily that Toronto did the same thing. Because you would assume that would probably be Dylan Cease, but I'll take a more detailed look at Toronto here in just a second as we get into game 1. All right, we are into game 1 here, and we are the home team here as we won our division and the Jays did not. I think we have a better record than them as well. But yeah, let's go through the Blue Jays starting lineup. Jonathan Clase had a solid but not spectacular season. He's batting leadoff for them. Andres Jimenez had a great season, 4.2 WAR, with good defense, but has not hit well recently for them. He'll be playing second base. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. still going strong in his age 29 season, 2.7 WAR, fallen off a little bit from his peak, but yeah, still putting up good numbers for them. Still a very dangerous hitter. Arjun Nimala, former top prospect for them, had a monster season. I guess this is his rookie season. Wow. 6.3 WAR in what will almost certainly be a Rookie of the Year season, age 22. Providing plus defense at shortstop and a great bat to go along with it. He will bat cleanup for them. Kazuma Okamoto, again, solid but not spectacular. Addison Barger looks okay at their right field and can play multiple positions. Alejandro Kirk, 2.5 WAR season, great defense. 4-star catcher, definitely someone to look out for. Nathan Luke's 2.6 WAR, provided, I would guess, mainly by his bat. Yeah. And they have him batting 8th, curiously. And then Dalton Varsho, who provides excellent defense in center field. But we know about that with Luis Robert Jr. So this should be, and then Jose Barrios, who I did take a look at their starting pitchers. Barrios fully rested. They may have to pitch either Cease or Gore, who are their other two starting pitchers. They may pitch on short rest, as Cease pitched 3 days ago and Gore pitched 2 days ago. So probably going to be Cease in game 2, and then Gore in game 3 if needed, but both of those guys on short rest. Again, this is something where the CPU doesn't always do the best job of taking these like matchups into account. We should take advantage of that, any little advantage that we get. In terms of how I like to play the game, the only changes I've made, really, I handle substitutions and let the AI handle all other offense-based running, pitching, defense, just because it's more tedious than anything else for me. But I do want to be in control of substitutions, and I turn off the warm-up rule for pitchers as well, just because it gets kind of weird when you like have to warm up guys and sit them down, and then sometimes guys are cold when you, I don't know, I'd rather just like not deal with that. I think I turned down volume. Yes, I did. So the crowd volume isn't going to blast out everyone's ears. Let's get into game 1 of this playoff series against the Blue Jays. All right. As that gets hit into left field by Clase for a hit. Leadoff batter is on for the Blue Jays, and we'll pitch to Jimenez, and it hits him. Okay, not off to a good start, although that does take Jimenez out of the ball game. Rafael Lantigua has to come in for him, but Shane Smith already in trouble here in the first. And Vlad Jr., the 3-0 pitch, he hits into right field deep, but playable for Marte. And Clase tags and moves to third on that. So 1 out now in the inning, as Nimala will bat facing Smith. He puts that on the ground. Could be 2. They turn 1. They turn 2. Very nice. So ends up getting out of the inning without any damage. Let's see if we can get to Barrios here in the first, as Naylor will lead off for us. He strikes out to lead off the game. Shanuel puts a weak grounder on the right in front of the mound, and Shanuel picks up an infield hit. Okay, not a particularly speedy runner, but manages to leg that out and avoid the out there. So Robert Jr. will bat with 1 man on, and that looks like an out. Shanuel went on that pitch and got back in time. Okay, so Colson Montgomery will bat with 2 outs here, as that goes right to the third baseman on a crazy camera angle. So nothing there for us. Smith will face Okamoto to start the second, and that should be playable for Torn. And Barger up for the Blue Jays next. Strike 3. Nice job by Shane. That's his first strikeout of the day, as Alejandro Kirk will step in next and put that one into right field, but doesn't get past Marte. That should just be a single for Kirk. And let's see if we can get Luke's out next. Strike 3. Okay. That is another strikeout for Smith, and we get through the second without any damage, as Antanasi will bat next. The 1-2 pitch, he hits a little grounder to the first baseman, who throws it to Barrios, covering first, and that is an out number 1. Marte. A weak grounder in front of the mound, and that time Marte does not make it to first in time. So DeLauder will bat. 3-1 pitch. He hits well, but dropped by the second baseman. Vierling gets an error on the play. He came in to replace the injured, not Addison Barger. Sorry, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Andres Jimenez. Much worse defense at second base there. In fact, I question why they wouldn't move like someone else over. I don't know, but definitely taking advantage of that bad defense. Let's see if Kyle Teal can make them pay for that error, as that gets into left field and drops in for a hit. So we've got 2 on now with 2 outs, and Christopher Torrin, batting 9th, is up at the plate. Let's see if he can do something here, as that's hit deep to left field, but playable for Clase. So we strand 2 runners. Still 0-0 as we go into the third. Dalton Varsho takes strike 3 on a full count, and Clase will face Smith next, as that is through the gap into right field. So Clase on. He is a threat to steal. Let's see if they look to run with him, as they put a bunt down, and that runner is definitely getting over, as we have no chance of getting the out at second. But they now have 2 outs, and Vlad Jr. at the plate with Clase standing at second base. With his speed, you assume a hit would score him, but Torrin manages to throw over to first and get Vlad Jr. in time. So the bunt does not work out for them there, as we still are deadlocked at 0 in a pitcher's duel here. Naylor throws that over. Close but safe. Naylor legs it out and gets an infield hit. All right, that's what we like to see. So Shanuel will bat with 1 on. He is 1 for 1 today. Make that 2 for 2, as that gets into right field. So this is our best scoring opportunity that we've had so far in this game, as Luis Robert Jr. will come up with 2 on and nobody out. Oh, and he gets hit. So bases loaded, nobody out now for Colson Montgomery, as he hits that one high, popped up to the first baseman. So that is out number 1. No run score. Let's see if Antanasi can get this one out. They go for the double play, but they don't turn it. So Naylor does score on that. And it's 1-0 Sox, as Marte will come up to bat next. Let's see if he can get home another run here. Another pop-up on the infield, as that is out number 3. So we do at least score 1 from the bases loaded situation. We would have liked to score more, but we'll take it, as that gives us a 1-0 lead heading into the 4th, although Namala might have just cut that lead to nothing, as that ball is out of this park. It's 1-1 on a Namala solo home run. Okamoto over to the third baseman Montgomery, who throws to Naylor and gets him in time. So that is out number one. Shane Smith, hot grounder into right field. So that is a base hit for Barger. Shane Smith at 55 pitches. Have to keep an eye on that as we turn two, and that is the inning. So Smith working efficiently here. DeLauder is up to bat next, and a little grounder to the shortstop, Namala, who handles it for out number one. Barrios at 59 pitches, so he's also working efficiently here in the fourth. And he covers first and successfully gets out number two. Torin, let's see if he can get on base and extend this inning here. And he pops it up, and that should be playable for Varsho, who gets out number three. And we are into the fifth now. Nathan Lukes hits one up the middle for a base hit. So leadoff man is on for the Blue Jays, and Varsho will face Shane Smith as the runner goes, and throw to second is safe. So they do have a man on in scoring position with nobody out. Varsho hits that to right field deep, and the runner does not tag. So one out, man still at second. Clase hits a little bloop into center field. Will they test Robert's arm? They will, and that is safe. So we are now behind 2-1 as Vierling looks to bunt Clase over, but pulls it back as it's a full count now. He swings and does not swing. Ball four, so 2 on now with 1 out, and Vlad Jr. at the plate. Shane Smith still just at 76 pitches. I think we leave him in to face Vlad Jr. as both runners go. And we try to get the out at third and don't do that successfully. So we are now no longer in a double play situation, but we do get the strikeout on Vlad Jr. So Shane Smith now at 80 pitches facing Namala, who went yard last time. I want to believe in Shane Smith, though. As that one's hit hard to left field and playable for DeLauder. Okay, that was a little dicey, but we're still just down by 1 run as Naylor will face Barrios. As that ball takes a crazy path as Kirk makes the catch. Shanuel hits a little bloop. Does that fall in? No, it hangs up enough for Varsho to step under it and get out number 2. And Luis Robert Jr. does walk, so he's on now with 2 outs, and Colson Montgomery at the plate. Barrios up to 85 pitches, but doesn't matter. He strikes out Montgomery to end the inning. All right, Shane Smith will face Okamoto, Barger, and Kirk. And down by 1, we've got to keep in mind, we don't want this lead to get out of control. But so far, Smith's still doing good work here as he'll face Kirk with 2 outs. And that's put into left field. That could be trouble as that gets to the wall. That's likely a double for Kirk as he reaches second standing up. Oh, he apparently slid and he's safe. Okay. So lefty up now. Shane Smith at 91 pitches, and we do not have the lead, so I think we go to the bullpen here. And we will go for the lefty-lefty matchup, I think, against Nathan Lukes, who is worse against left-handed pitching. And yeah, we will go with our left-handed specialist, Eric Miller, to face Lukes here in the 6th. As Shane Smith has a good game here, but in the playoffs, we are not taking any chances as Miller does get the out for out number 3. And that is the 6th inning as Barrios still in at 90 pitches. You have to imagine this will probably be his last inning with just a 1-run lead. But we'll see. The CPU makes some interesting decisions sometimes. As Namala throws that to Guerrero for out number 1. Marte, let's see if he can come through with a clutch hit. He checks his swing successfully at ball number 4. And that is Barrios' day as a man is on now. Left-handed pitcher facing Chase DeLauder, who's 0 for 2 today. I think this might be a case where we would go to a pinch hitter. Yeah, let's pinch hit Brooks Baldwin here, who can play left field and is better than DeLauder at hitting lefties. So Baldwin will step in as the runner goes, and he's out by a mile. Man, okay, well, Baldwin will now face Funderburk with nobody on. And he strikes out. So Baldwin will stay in to play left field. Miller will stay in to face Varsho and Clase. And then we may go to another reliever. We may go to another reliever before that as Miller gives up a double to lead off the 7th. Let's see. Clase is worse against lefties, so Miller will stay in to face him, as that is popped up and playable for Naylor as he gets out number 1. All right, and now with a bunch of righties up, we will go to the bullpen. The question is, who do we bring in here? I think we go to Grant Taylor, as this is still a 2-1 game and a high leverage spot. We want our best arm in the game facing the heart of their order. So Grant Taylor steps in, strikes out Vierling and Vlad Jr. also strikes out. So nice job by Grant Taylor getting out of that one. Funderburk in to face Kyle Teal, who is 1 for 2 today, but not great against left-handed pitching. Do we want to sub in Luis Torrens? I think we do, down by a run. We will have Torrens pinch hit here. And he comes through with a base hit into center field to lead off the inning. Will not pinch run for Torres because he needs to stay in the game and play catcher. So Torin will face Funderburk here as he strikes out. So first out of the inning. Naylor will also stay in. He's good against lefties despite the lefty-lefty matchup, as that one's hit deep to left field, but not deep enough as Clase pulls it down for out number 2. Shanuel will face Funderburk as well, as that is into center field and playable for Varsho. So no runs score again despite the leadoff hit. And yeah, Torrens will stay into play catcher, as Grant Taylor will take the mound again, facing Namala, Okamoto, and Barger. Strikes out Namala to start the inning, out number 1. Okamoto pops it up, and Robert Jr. makes the catch for out number 2. Barger hits that one deep to center field, but playable for Luis Robert Jr. So the Blue Jays go down in order. Landon Ropp, their closer, in the 8th. So we've got Robert Jr., Montgomery, and Antonassi up to bat, the heart of our order. Probably our best chance to do some damage here. As Luis Robert Jr. strikes out to start the inning. Colson Montgomery. Little grounder to the second baseman, and Vierling throws it over for out number 2. Antonassi, let's see if we can get some base runners here. Strike 3, so we will head to the 9th, and the White Sox still down by a run. We will leave Grant Taylor in the game to try and keep this at a 1-run ball game, as he does walk the leadoff batter, Alejandro Kirk. And that is hit right to Montgomery for out number 1. Varsho will bat as Taylor's getting tired. Let's go to the closer, Ryan Walker here, to face Varsho. Well, let's see. Who is good against lefties? Ryan Walker. Okay. That cements that decision. Walker in to try and keep it a close game, and he gives up a base hit to right field as runner goes for third and makes it in safely. So 2 on now with just 1 out, and the leadoff batter, Clase, up at the plate. He is 3 for 4 today. Wow. Little grounder in front of the plate. They go to second for 1, and Antonassi will hang on to the ball. So do get the more important out at second base. Still a runner at third, though, as Vierling will come in. Runner goes, and yeah, wow, that's tough. Caught stealing to try and go up by multiple scores on a base hit, but said we stay at a 2-1 game as Marte, Baldwin, and Torres up for us facing Rob. We could look to pinch hit for Baldwin potentially. As let's look and see. I don't know. Luis Lara. I mean, the potential last out of the game. We've got to pinch hit for Torrens, I think, against righty, which will be very interesting if we end up tying this thing. But, well, I guess we can let Torres stay in. Yeah, Lara has a slightly better OPS, but Torrens has come through already today with a single. Let's see if he can come through again, as that one's deep to left field. And gone. He comes through with 2 outs in the 9th. Luis Torres ties the game. And just like that, we have new life. As Christopher Torren, now with a chance to be the winning run, takes a walk. So he is on here with 2 outs. Do we pinch run for him here with 2 outs? I think we leave him be. But with Naylor at the plate, yeah, you know what? We are going to pinch run for him. As Christian Moore can play. Well, he's our shortstop currently. Okay, I think this is fine. Christian Moore will pinch run for Torrin here, as he's got good speed and a good chance to steal. Let's see if he can pull it off with Naylor at the plate, or if he even tries, as that's popped up, and that should be out number 3. So, Christian Moore, how do we want to do this? I think we... for the sake of not burning more subs, I think we put Moore at second base, Antonacci at third, and Montgomery at short. And then Walker will stay in to face Vierling, Guerrero, and Namala as we head to the 10th. So drama here already in game 1 as Antonacci gets the first out of the inning there. Guerrero hits that right to the shortstop Montgomery, as that is out number 2. And Namala, 1 for 4, but that one was a solo home run. And that is right to Moore for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for Walker there, and now we have a chance against Trey Savage to win the game with the heart of our order up. Little bloop in front of the mound there, and that is playable for Savage as he gets out number 1. Luis Robert Jr. 3-1 pitch. He hits that into left field, and it stays up enough for Clase to pull it down for out number 2. So Montgomery pulls that down the first base line and playable for the pitcher, as that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Jays. Ryan Walker will stay out again. He'll basically pitch until he's tired, I think, as that does allow a runner to get on for the Blue Jays. Yeah, we will let Barger face, as that is popped up for Walker to catch it. He will face Kirk, and that's a walk. So lefty up here, as Walker's day will be done with 2 on and 2 outs. I think despite him being slightly tired, I think we go to Anthony Kay here, needing a high leverage out, do the lefty-lefty matchup. As they do go with the pinch hitter Brian De La Cruz to face Kay. As that's a slow grounder to the shortstop and playable for Montgomery. And that is... oh, that is out number 2. I thought we had 2 outs in the inning already. But, yeah, okay. Varsho will face Kay. Little grounder to the first baseman, and Naylor gives it to Kay, who covers first, and we are still tied at 2, as Antonacci, Baldwin, or Marte and Baldwin will face Trey Savage here. Little grounder in front of the mound, and Savage grabs that for out number 1. Marte, let's see if we can walk it off here. Nope, as that goes straight to the third baseman for out number 2. We are the home team, so one swing can end this. As Baldwin hits that one fairly deep to center field, but playable for Varsho. As if that was hit to a different part of the ballpark, that might have been something. But Anthony K will face Class A, and then we will go to a different pitcher, I think, as that goes into left field for Baldwin. And now we will go to Mizorowski to face the 2, 3, 4 hitters of the Blue Jays lineup. And he strikes out Matt Vierling for out number 2, Guerrero Jr. Hits that one fairly deep to left field, but playable for Baldwin, as that is out number 3. And we've got Torrens, who is the hero, in the 9th. Let's see if he can come through again in the 12th. He cannot. That's strike 3, as Moore will come up to bat here. Do we want to go with a pinch hitter here, as Moore has not particularly been good against right-handed pitching so far in the season? Yeah, we'll go with Luis Lara here in the 12th to pinch hit, as he hits that into left field for a base hit. Now Lara is a threat to steal, so we don't need to pinch a run for him, as Naylor will come up to bat with 1 on and 1 out. Let's see if Lara can get himself into scoring position. He cannot, as that's strike 3 for Naylor. So Shanuel with 2 outs and a man on puts that into right field for a base hit, as the runner goes for third and is safe. Shanuel goes to second. So winning run is now at third with Luis Robert Jr. up the plate and 2 outs. Can he be the hero here? That announcement kind of spoils it, but yeah, Luis Robert Jr. hits it up the middle as we get the achievement for a walk-off hit, and he successfully walks it off. Chicago is the winner, 3-2. Down to their last out in the 9th, Torrens comes through with the clutch home run. Look at that win probability shift, as yeah, I'm surprised and pleasantly surprised that we came back and won that game. That was a great team effort. Shout out to the bullpen. No earned runs allowed. Shane Smith with a good outing to keep things manageable, as Raup and Savage both give up a run to ultimately lose the game, as yeah, we did just enough to win that one. Man, we take a 1-0 lead in the series in exciting fashion. I love to see that. This team's got heart. They're going far. All right, let's get into game 2 here. This should be an interesting one. They do have Rafael Lantigua playing second base today. In for the injured Andres Jimenez, still diagnosis pending after he got hurt in the game yesterday. And they have Dylan Cease on the mound, but he is not at full rest status, so we won't see likely a full 90, 100 pitches out of him. But he's still a tough pitcher to face. Fortunately, we have Noah Schultz on the mound for us today, who is more than capable of handling that challenge, and our lineup can do some damage. So let's get into game 2 here, as it's a foggy game 2. The forecast calls for rain. Okay. as that one's hit on the ground to the third base side. Easy out number 1. Lantigua, little dribbler to the shortstop, who throws him out for out number 2. And Vlad Jr. puts that through into center field. So they do have a man on here with 2 outs. And Nimala able to do some damage at the plate. And that's through into center field for a base hit. So 2 singles here in the first inning for the Blue Jays. Let's see if we can get Okamoto out, and he pops it up. So that should be out number 3, and it is. All right. So 2 hits, no runs. Pretty solid first inning there, as Naylor will step in to face Cease. As there's a little dribbler down the first base line, pitcher covering. And he's safe. All right, Naylor with enough speed to beat that out. As Naylor goes and successfully swipes second base. All right, so he's now in scoring position with nobody out and Shanuel at the plate. And Shanuel strikes out. Robert Jr., the hero in yesterday's game, strikes out. Montgomery, he's had a good season. He puts that into play at least. Dribbler in front of the mound, but playable for Cease. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. So still 0-0 heading into the 2nd. And Addison Barger at the plate. And that's a little looper into left field, and that gets down for a base hit. So all of the Blue Jays hits have been little grounders or bloops into the outfield, as he strikes out Kirk for out number 1. Runner goes. That throw is late, and Barger now in scoring position for Lukes. And that is Antonacci to first base. Barger does advance to third, so any hit will score the run here. And Varsho puts that into center field deep and over the head of Robert Jr. That'll be extra bases, and that'll be a run scored for the Blue Jays as a double scores the runner. And that is now a 1-0 game, and they have another man in scoring position for the top of the order in Class A. Again, into the outfield, that may score another run. Throw is cut off, but yeah, that's a 2-0 ball game now. And Clase is a threat to steal as he starts to go, but Montgomery catches the liner to the third base side. So the Blue Jays strike first, and it's now a 2-0 game. Cease on the mound. And we have yet to get a hit in this game, I believe. Oh no, we have 1 hit. The Blue Jays have 5. Yeah. Let's see if DeLauder can come through here. And he cannot. Right to Lantigua. That looked like it was maybe headed for the outfield, but no such luck there, as Schultz will face Vlad Jr. And that's popped up to Torin for out number 1. Let's see if we can get a clean inning here. That is also swung and hit right to Torin. Okamoto. Hot grounder to the third base side, but handled by Montgomery. So we do get a clean inning, 1-2-3 for the Blue Jays, and Teal will face Cease here in the 3rd. Grounder to the third base side and handled by Okamoto. So Torin, known more for his defense than his bat, and he shows it there as Varsho pulls that one down for out number 2. Naylor to Varsho again for out number 3. So, still struggling at the plate here. We are facing a tough pitcher in Cease. Noah Schultz hanging in there after allowing some runs to score in the second. And that drops in for a hit. So Kirk is on with a single here and 1 out. Bottom of their order here. That could be 2. Nope, they don't look to turn it 2 as Kirk advances to second base on that. But there are 2 outs now with Varsho at the plate. And that should be handled by Antanasi. So that is the 4th. And Cease working efficiently. Despite being on short rest, he's only thrown 35 pitches so far. I think our best chance is going to be getting him out of the ballgame as soon as possible, but he is not even tired yet. So Robert Jr. works a full count, but does strike out there. Montgomery will bat next, and he strikes out with a full count. So at least we're getting Cease deep into counts there. Trying to get any positive that I can from this as we're losing 2-0. But you know, we're a team that's more than capable of coming back from a 2-0 deficit. So this is far from over as Schultz is at 75 pitches, but still going strong here. As that is hit to center, right to Robert Jr. Vlad Jr. up next. And he's hit. So Vlad on with Nimala at the plate. You don't love getting free runners to them, and that is why, as Nimala hits that into left field, and Vlad takes third base despite the ball being in left field. Okay, so they have 2 on and 2 outs for Okamoto. Schultz at 95 pitches. I think his day has to be done here, as we need a high leverage arm in. And who do we go to in this situation? I think Devin Williams might be the play, as our other arms are tired, and it's only the 5th. Let's get Devin Williams in there, our former closer, now setup man. He can handle a high leverage situation. Little grounder in front of the plate, and that is out number 3. So we get out without any damage done, but Schultz's day is done. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Blue Jays. Again, not a bad game, but we're going to need to get some offense going if we want to have a chance in this one. As Antanasi flies out to the left fielder, Clase. Marte hits that into right field, and that hangs up enough for Barger to grab it. Chase Delauder pops it up, and that's another 1-2-3 inning, as we just have 1 hit so far in the game today. Williams will stay in to face the bottom of the order here. Strike 3. Kirk up. Pops up. And that should be playable for Montgomery. Luke's little grounder to Torin, and that's out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. Cease still in, only thrown 57 pitches here in the 6th inning. He's working very efficiently. As Teal hits that one into right field, but jogging over and pulling it down is Barger. Torin. Don't want to take him out yet, but we need to start thinking about getting some offense going. As Naylor hits that deep-ish to left field, but playable. So Williams will face Varsho here. Strike him out. Let's leave him in to face Clase. There's a grounder to the first base side, and covering. Does he get the out? Yes, he does. Okay. And Lantigua strikes out. So Williams with 2 1/3 efficient innings, and Cease's day is done, surprisingly. Okay. So they do decide to go to their bullpen here in the 7th. Cease was only at 71 pitches and dealing. That is a questionable move, I think, as we have, I think, new life here. I don't want to say that too soon, as their bullpen very well may shut us down, but Shanuel with that deep to the gap. Okay, so we do have new life here. And leadoff double for Shanuel. And Robert Jr. up at the plate. He can do some damage with his bat. And that's deep to left field. But no tag from Shanuel, as Montgomery will bat next. And that's hit well to the right field. And no tag again from Shanuel. Okay. So they bring in the lefty Joe Rock to face Antonacci. I think this is where we maybe make a move, as Antonacci not particularly good against left-handed pitching. Let's bring in the lefty specialist Christian Moore to face him. And he strikes out. Dang. All right. Well, Moore will stay in to play second base. I probably want... Yeah, we'll give Moore second base. Okay. And Williams will come out as well. And we'll get Mizorowski in here in a 2-run game to face Vlad Jr., Namala, and Okamoto. Popped up. And that is out number 1. Namala, full count, into play. And that is an out from Montgomery to Naylor. Cotton candy. Okamoto, 0 for 3. Let's see if we can make it 0 for 4. And he rules catcher's interference. Okay. The ball somehow hanging in midair here as the catcher is interfered and Okamoto is awarded first base. All right. So Barger will bat with a man on and 2 outs here, but he will strike out. So that is the inning. Trey Yasevich in to presumably close this game for them. Let's see if Marte can do some damage. Strike 3 as Marte strikes out. We are down to our final 5 outs here. Strike 3, make that 4 outs. And Kyle Teal will bat. And he strikes out. So Yasevich strikes out the side. Man, and we are down to the 9th inning and just 2 hits on the day. Mizorowski still in for us here, still at 23 pitches. Ideally, would like him to get through the 9th. As he covers first base and retires Luke's there. So Varsho. Cut on and missed. Okay, so strike 3. Yasevich does come back out in the 9th, and I think we got to do something here. Torin, not known for his offense, does have a higher OPS than a lot of other guys on the team. we're going to make some moves here just because the offense has been so cold. We need some kind of spark, and hopefully Brooks Baldwin will provide that spark here in the ninth. As he hits that one into play, but right to Namala for out number one. Naylor and Shanuel, we won't be pitch hitting for them. As Naylor strikes out, and we are down to our last out as Shanuel with one of our 2 hits today. 444 in the series. If there's anyone we want at the plate right now, it's him. And he gets hit, so the runner is on. We will put in Lara to pinch run. Every run matters at this point. And Robert Jr. pops up, and that'll be the game. So Blue Jays take this one 2-0 as the right field crowd not happy with that performance. Yeah, I mean, not a bad day from our pitching staff. Only 2 earned runs from Schultz. We just faced an excellent Dylan Cease, who was questionably pulled. I think he could have gone even longer at only 71 pitches. But their bullpen came in and shut us down as well. So ultimately, the right decision for them, it would seem. And our offense just could not get anything going. Naylor and Shanuel, only ones with hits in today's game. So the Blue Jays do force a deciding Game 3 in this series. And, yeah, we'll have to face Mackenzie Gore, I believe, in that one. So he will also be on short rest, having pitched just 3 days ago. It will be 4 days by the time tomorrow's game goes. But, again, we need to get him out of the game early, and he is a lefty, so we'll be going with our left-handed lineup here, which is a little different. We'll get some different bats in there, and yeah, we'll see if we can be more effective in game number 3. All right, so 2 interesting things of note here as we head into game number 3. One, I'm glad that I checked my roster and settings before this game, as Shanuel, suffering from a bit of heat exhaustion in Game 3 of the playoffs, though he will be playing in the deciding game of the series here. He's DHing as well, so it shouldn't affect him too badly, I would think. And yeah, normally during the regular season, I'll have guys sit out with minimal injuries, but yeah, in Game 3, the deciding game of the series, you're going to play, unless you really can't go. In a moderate injury, I'd maybe think about sitting them. But, yeah, minimal heat exhaustion, you will be playing. The other thing of note is that their pitcher is not Mackenzie Gore, but instead Carlos Rodriguez, who has not started a game for them this season. So I don't know if this is an opener situation or if they're actually going to try to have him go the distance here in Game 3 for them, but they must have decided that Mackenzie Gore not good to pitch today, as he's still at 67% rest status. Jimenez has a knee contusion and minimal injury, but he will be in the lineup for them again today. So, yeah, this is an evenly matched series, I think, and this game could go either way, but we got to have faith in our guys, and Parker Messick will take the mound for us, as he was good throughout the season. Started 35 games for us, and yeah, I think we've got as good of a chance as anyone to win this series. I'd put it truly at about a 50-50 matchup here, so let's see how things go. We do, of course, have home field advantage with the slightly better record. That gives us the slight edge, I think, as does having Messick on the mound to start things off, as Clase hits that one over to Torin for out number 1. Jimenez strikes out. It's out number 2. Vlad Jr. strikes out for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 inning. Let's see if our bats can get to Carlos Rodriguez here. He did have an ERA under 4 on the year, but this is his first start. Let's see how we do with Shanuel up at the plate. And that is playable for the center fielder, Varsho. And Luis Robert Jr. Hits that one deep to left field, but playable for Clase. So the bat's still struggling here as Namala will come up to bat. And strike out. Messick already with 3 strikeouts on the day. Make that 4. And Barger pops up Okamoto. And that is also a 1, 2, 3 inning. So Montgomery, can he do some damage here? He puts it into play, but that should be playable for Okamoto, and that's out number 1. Antonazzi, that's out number 2. Marte, just a little grounder in front of the plate, and that is, bobbled by the first baseman. Okay, we will take base runners any way we can get them. Now let's see if Chase DeLauder can capitalize on that mistake by the Blue Jays. And he pops it up, so the Blue Jays will remain unscathed here as we head to the 3rd. Parker Messick facing Alejandro Kirk. And he pops up, and that should be playable for DeLauder. Nathan Lukes, strike 3. That is the 5th strikeout for Parker Messick today. And Varsho pops up. So, still 3 up, 3 down for Toronto. Kyle Teal hits that one into deep center field and over the head of Varsho as he's got extra bases here. Is he going for 3? He is going for 3. So Kyle Teal gets to 3rd with a leadoff triple. I imagine he didn't have too many of those throughout the season. He had exactly 0 throughout the season. His first triple of the year, and it couldn't have come at a better time for us as Torin and Naylor and Shanuel will bat with a man on 3rd and no outs. And that is over the head of the center fielder and over the center field wall. Ground rule double for Torin, scores the run. Okay, so we take the lead 1-0. And the scoring threat is not done yet as Naylor up to bat here with the man on 2nd. He puts that into right field for extra bases, likely, as that will score the run from 2nd. Okay, so the offense finally starting to get going for us. As Naylor with a double, and that is a 2-0 game now. Shanuel, little grounder in front of the plate, in front of the pitcher, and runner cannot advance on that, so out number 1 for Shanuel. As Naylor steals 3rd, and he's safe, so Naylor, with not known for his speed, but very good on the base paths, and he puts himself at 3rd. So if Robert Jr. can get a fly ball, that'll score the run, but he walks instead, and the inning continues here for Carlos Rodriguez. Let's see if Montgomery can get a ball to the outfield. He does hit a grounder over the second base side. Jimenez takes the out at first for out number 2, but that does score the run, so it is now a 3-0 ball game. We will take that, absolutely, and we will take that for sure Single by Antonacci. Let's see if that scores the run. As the runner does score, Robert Jr. It's now a 4-0 ball game, and that'll be it for their pitcher as Cody Funderburk enters the game. And that will, I think, end the inning as Antonacci grounds out. But 4 runs on 4 hits and a walk. That gives us now a nice 4-0 cushion as Messick will step back out to face the top of the order in Class A in the 4th. And Class A will pop up. Jimenez strikes out. So Messick having a game here. Guerrero. Fly ball to center field, but that should be playable for Luis Robert Jr. as through 4 innings, we have not allowed any hits or base runners. And DeLauder starts things off with a bang here as that is into center field for a base hit. So the offense finally coming alive for us here. As Teal had a triple his last time up, that's extra bases. As DeLauder will likely score. No, they do hold him at third. Okay, so second and third, nobody out. And Christopher Torrin up to bat. And that's hit well to left field, but the tag will come from DeLauder, and he will score. So it's now a 5-0 ball game. As Naylor will face Funderburk. Strike 3. Shanuel with a chance to score the run here at 2 outs. The slowest steal I've ever seen, and that is the throw out at third base. You don't want to make the final out at third base, but we do have a 5-0 lead still. Parker Messick still at 47 pitches. Ooh, is that one maybe trouble? And that is gone. So Nimala breaks up the perfect game with a solo home run. That's a bummer. As Okamoto flies out there. And that is a base hit to right or left field as Barger is on. Rain is beginning to fall. Parker Messick. That is Kirk flying out to Montgomery for out number 2. Lukes hits that well to the outfield and gone? It is gone. Okay, so just like that, it's now a 5-3 game as Messick making some mistakes here in the 5th. Still just at 63 pitches, though. I don't want to take him out yet. Ball 4. He is struggling, though. I think we'll see how he does against Class A, and he hits Class A. Okay, so I think his day might have to be done despite just being at 74 pitches. So they've got Jimenez up to bat. How does he do? I'm sure he's worse against lefty. No, he's actually got reverse splits. So we want a right-handed pitcher in there. And it is the 5th inning. But a high leverage spot. Do we bring in Devin Williams again? I don't really want to go to Grant Taylor in the 5th. I might do that, though. And then look to bring in Walker maybe to close things down, depending on how Taylor does. I think we don't worry about the future. We bring in our best reliever here in a high leverage spot. And Taylor comes through with the ground out here. But 3 runs do score, as it's now a 5-3 ball game, and Shanuel. Let's see if we can get some insurance runs here in the 5th. Luis Robert Jr. That is out number 2. And Colson Montgomery strikes out. So 1-2-3 inning in the 5th, as Grant Taylor will step back out to face Guerrero, Namala, and Okamoto, the heart of their order. He sets down Vlad Guerrero Jr. Namala strikes out, and that is out number 2. Okamoto strikes out for out number 3. He strikes out the side, and Tyler Kinley will be in for the Blue Jays, as that is hit well to left field, but playable for Clase. And Marte will hit. He walks, so we have a base runner here. Ooh, Tyler Kinley was injured on the play, and they have to take him out of the ball game. Okay, so getting even deeper into the pen for the Blue Jays, as he strikes out DeLauder. Jonathan Bolin in now for them. Kyle Teal hits that one into left field, so he's got a triple, a double, and a single, I believe, in this game, and so he is just a home run shy of the cycle. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that, as Torin bats in the 6th here with 2 on and 2 outs, and strikes out. So that is the inning. But we still lead 5-3. Grant Taylor will stay in to face the bottom of the order here. Oh, rain delay. For 45 minutes, okay. Grant Taylor strikes out Barger. And I think that will be his last batter here, as he's started to get tired. Who do we bring in to face the bottom of their order? Could look to go to the lefty K or Miller. Miller was good in his first appearance. You know what? Let's leave Taylor in to face Kirk, and then bring in the lefty, as Taylor does his job and gets Kirk to fly out to center field. And now we bring in Miller to face their lineup, as the rain has cleared up here. Strike 3, so nice job there. And Naylor, Shanuel, Robert Jr. will face Bolin, the top of our order. Strike 3. Shanuel grounds out to the second base side. I keep saying the second base side there. That's not really a thing. To the second baseman would be more accurate. All right, Miller in to face Varsho, Clase, and Jimenez. And Miller with a weird-looking play, but they do get Varsho there. Clase strikes out, and Jimenez hits that one fairly well into right field, but nice play by Marte getting that. Pulling a Joe Adele, maybe. You've seen at the time of recording that, I mean, this dates the recording a little bit, but he had a game last night I'm sure you saw if you're a baseball fan, that display where he robbed 3 home runs from the Mariners in a 1-0 win for the Angels. As Montgomery puts that one into left field for a base hit. So let's see if we can get insurance runs here. Antanasi in. I don't want to pinch run for Montgomery. All right, Antanasi on with ball number 4. So Marte now with 2 on and nobody out. Bunts. I don't know if I like the bunt there, but it does move both runners to scoring position, and DeLauder is 1 for 3 today, so strikes out. And Kyle Teal, he just needs the home run for the cycle, but he gets the out instead. So, okay. So we head to the 9th, and with a 2-run lead, we're going to put in our best defensive lineup. So I need to remember how we want to structure this exactly. First of all, we want Ryan Walker in to pitch, facing the heart of their order. And then batters, and we want position ratings. So we want Luis Robert Jr., we want Lara, and we want DeLauder. Okay. So Marte comes out for Lara. And our best defensive alignment, I think it's Joey Ortiz at shortstop. And then Torrin at second. And Montgomery at third. So we need Ortiz in for Antanasi. Okay, and Torrens is slightly better than Teal at catching, so we'll go with that swap as well. All right, and that will be our best defensive alignment here in the 9th, facing Vlad Jr., Nimala, Okamoto. And Ryan Walker, our closer, in as he strikes out Vlad Jr. Nimala with a home run so far in this game. I think their most dangerous hitter. Little dribbler to Ortiz, and that is out number 1. Oh, I guess I could have put in Brooks Baldwin to play first as well, but oh well. Okamoto. That is into right field for a base hit as he goes for 2. But I think Okamoto will have the double there. So the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Addison Barger. As the ball gets away from Torrens. Come on, guys. I put you in as defensive replacements. It's a wild pitch, though. Okay. As Okamoto at third. Ultimately, it shouldn't matter as Montgomery throws it over to first, and we do defeat the Blue Jays 5-3. So that is the ball game. As Blue Jays score 3 runs in the 5th, but it ultimately doesn't matter. Messick had a great game going up until that 5th inning. Was perfect through 4, and then just allowed 2 home runs, and that's where all the damage came from. Our bullpen was excellent, just 1 hit allowed by Walker and no earned runs. Our bullpen has been great throughout the entire regular season. It's good to see them carry that into the playoffs so far. The questionable decision to start Carlos Rodriguez over a tired Mackenzie Gore, and then not even using Mackenzie Gore throughout what would be a deciding game 3. I mean, that's a very questionable decision. Yes, he was tired, but I don't know if that was the best move for them there. As yeah, ultimately, Kyle Teal was voted series MVP for his performance, mainly in this game, I would say, as he had a double, a triple, and a single. Um, yeah, but that is the series, and let's see who we will face now. It should be the Astros. As we do have to wait for the NL series to finish. And it will be the Astros here in this series. So, with a short wild card series, do I want to make a long episode or a short one here? This series did go the full 3 games, so maybe we wrap this one up and let the Astros series stand on its own. Given that will be a full 5-game series. I mean, it could be a short 5-game series, but we'll have to see. But I think that'll do it for this episode. Yeah, let's just have this series stand alone, and we will face Houston next time. Might make some slight changes to the roster here as we look to maybe add another pitcher here, given that we had to use a lot of pitching in that game 1, and Shane Smith is tired, so we will, I think, go to Dolander for game 1 here in this series. But yeah, that'll do it here for us, and we will continue on in the playoffs as we should have a fairly even matchup with the Houston Astros. They do have home field advantage in this series with a 2-win advantage over us, but yeah, we have the talent, I think, to make this a series, and in baseball anything can happen. So yeah, we will face Houston next time. Be there. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next playoff matchup. Yeah, see you next time.